Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial about Dust 3D. So, have you ever wanted to illustrate a character but you have no idea how to continue lighting it? So this is where you come in 3D, light it up, make references, make comparison to better help you edit. So, using the installer to manage to download Dust Studio and its properties, you should have this interface. So first things first, under smart content, under figures, Genesis 8 female. Okay, let's put some clothes on it first. Wardrobe, basic wear. Right. So it comes with a few poses that you can choose from. Make sure that the clothes is attached while you form a pose. If not, delete it and restart it again. Okay. So what happens if you are missing properties? Under smart content, right click, content DB maintenance, re-import metadata, accept. Or find what needs to be installed here under ready to download, click on download and install, and it will auto do it on itself and restart the whole software and the problem should be fixed. Okay, moving on. So next we have shortcuts under Windows, workspace, customize UI. Right, so for me, under mouse wheel modifiers, there's a tick here. So for orbit, my shortcut is alternate left mouse button. So you just click on it, enter a new shortcut, so just alternate left mouse button. So for rotate, mine is right mouse button. For pan, is middle mouse button. So we just need to press apply and accept, and that's it. And this is the cube that helps you navigate the direction as well if you choose to use it. So if you want a front view, just click on it, or you can just rotate it around here, or just use the shortcuts which I just configured. So to orbit, it's just alt left mouse button. To rotate, it's right mouse button. To pan, it's left mouse button. Right. So here are your shaders. In order to make it less laggy, we can choose texture shaded for now. Right, and it's less laggy. So NVIDIA iRay is where it uses your graphic cards. And you can choose whatever shader you want to use depending on the context of your situation. So this character that I'm doing is quite skinny in size, so what happens if you want to adjust its body size? So click on your figure here, right? Parameters. Let's see. The shipping category. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Shipping categories. Right. There are some sliders for you to play with. If you want to make her bigger size, play with this slider. If you want to make her skinnier, which is what I intend to do, play with this slider. You want to make her more built, muscular, use this slider. Right, these two sliders are for bodybuilders. So my character is skinnier, so I would play with this slider. Right? Okay. So under pose, you can choose a pose that is closest to your reference. Obviously, there are some poses that you can download from the market in Dust as well. So if you want to bend this specific part, just click on this specific part with the lower arm, right? And you can play with the settings around here, or go to parameters play with the band and twist. So what happens if there's a complicated pose? So what we do, right, under this human figure here, click on limits of rotation, and you can do this. So when your limits is on, notice how she can only swing in this direction, but with limits off, yep, the possibilities are much wider. So under Windows, Paints, right, Power Pose. So this helps you adjust specific parts, right? So if you want to specifically adjust the fingers, just click on the fingers here. You want to go back to the body, click here. You want to adjust expressions, click on the face. So to help with the views, here are the views that I can play with. So this is a bit like your Maya 3D software, right? And Blender. Right, so let's create camera. Great. So to create camera and lighting, the settings are here. Your render settings are here. Your render set, and to render, the camera button is here. So create new camera, camera 1, 2, 3. We usually press apply active viewport transformations, bracket perspective view, so that you create a new camera while locking onto this. You want to view it here. Okay, let's go. You want to adjust focal length. So let's go to camera, focal length. Adjust focal length here. So you want lighting, right? So what happens if some of you don't have the environment tab here? We go to create, new environment options node. So what happens if some of you don't have tone mapper options? Same thing, create new tone mapper options node. So usually by default we will have it, but for some people they don't have it, so this is where they have to go. Okay, moving on, let's create a spotlight. So as you can see, it got dark. So under environment, so for me, I usually go to scene only, but there are some users that choose dome and scene, but I usually go to scene only, as not to confuse myself. And let's go adjust some lights under light tab. So luminous flux, bracket lumen, is where we adjust the brightness. We start from a high number. So for drastic examples, create a red light. Create spotlight. Wait, highlight. So point light seems to be working, but spotlight doesn't seem to be working. Let's try to figure this out. What happens if I adjust it such that it's bigger? Okay, top view, it seems that I'm not shining on it, right? My mistake, but good that this is in classroom format, so you can learn from my mistakes and be even better. Okay, right. So apparently it's due to my positioning mistake. So if you want an accurate version, we go to the NVIDIA iRay, but as I said, texture shader is more than enough for now. So for focal length, right, when we go to a lower focal length, the perspective is more dynamic and exaggerated and less flat. But if we increase the focal length, things will become more flat. But can you achieve the same results? You technically can by zooming in and out, but because the focal length now currently is at 155, things will appear more flat. So it really depends on your intention. So you can play around with the focal length and zoom in and out of the camera position to achieve the desired effect that you want. So always have an intention and a reference point. Next, let's go back to lighting. Let me off this lighting by closing the eye. Lights. Let's see. We don't usually play with intensity, but intensity is secondary to luminous flux in this case. So spread angle. As you can see, when the spread angle is smaller, less area is affected, but it's more concentrated. But as we spread it wide, a bigger surface area is affected, but it's less concentrated. So smaller the circumference, bigger the concentrated intensity. Bigger the circumference, weaker the intensity. Play with this. So another light source that some people use, right, is distant light. Distant light is pretty much your skylight. You can't change the distance no matter where you are. So think of it as just top ambient environmental light. So some people call spotlight rim light as well. So let's press the random button to see how it goes. Okay, it's working. You can give it a name, choose the file format, decide what you want to save, and press save, and you can close the file. So apologies, let's go back to render settings. So you can change the dimensions by coming to render settings, general, and dimensions preset. So for this case, I'll do 16 by 9. Right, and it's changed. So what some people do is they spend time working on a pose and a light, and then they import it to Blender or Maya, and then they continue building a scene there. There are better videos out there actually that will teach you how to bring your scene from DAS to Maya or Blender, so check them out. If I manage to find the links, I'll put it in the link and description. Right, so the rest of the video will probably be me trying to get this pose, so it'll be fast forward. Okay, let me pause the recording for now.